Hello, and thank you so much for joining me today. Breaking news. A coalition deal has been met. I don't know. How do you say this? They did it. He did it, folks. Of course, this news is being drowned out by the fact that we just got liberated from Trump's Liberation Day. But nonetheless, this is huge news. So I need to cover this today. Coalition deal in Germany clears way for Friedrich Merz to become chancellor. I almost forgot there was a chance that he wouldn't be chancellor, or that he wasn't chancellor yet. But yeah, that's exciting. It's going to spur growth and tackle migration. Trump tariffs. Oh, not what we're talking about right now, folks. Okay, let's see. I found a video by none other than the small and up-and-coming YouTube channel DW News. Check them out, link down below. Beware, they are a German public broadcast service. Okay. The Conservatives and the SPD reach a coalition deal. Let's do it. That's an interesting combo. To be honest, my initial reaction's like, how are they going to... What is going to get done? Okay, let's see.
Breaking news now. Germany's Conservatives and Social Democrats have reached a coalition deal to form a new government. They'll present details of the agreement this afternoon.
We don't have the details yet.
Negotiations between the Conservative bloc, led by Chancellor-in-Waiting Friedrich Merz, and the centre-left SPD began soon after the election in February. Pressure to reach a deal took on new urgency amid an economic.
Wow, that's a bold choice by her. Can I just say that? I like that. That's a bold choice to wear that. I like that sweater.
Slowdown sparked by US President Donald Trump's sweeping import tariffs.
It's kind of ironic he's saying that on the day that, well, they haven't been fully revoked. They've been, it's just 10% across the board except China. China's out of control, okay? But you know what? That's fine. We don't really like China that much, to be honest. I like Germany. I like the EU. I like Australia. You know, I like these countries, you know. So I was more worried about that. China steals a lot of intellectual property and stuff, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, point is, he's saying they kind of, you know, they were under pressure to reach a deal because of the tariffs, but the tariffs just got revoked. Now they got revoked down to 10%, which is kind of funny because 3 weeks ago, that would have been like devastating news. 10% tariffs across the board. Now it's like, yay!
An economic slowdown sparked by US President Donald Trump's sweeping import tariffs. DW's chief political editor, Michaela Kufner, is at CDU headquarters where those...
I like that little microphone. It looks like a little bat.
Talks have been taking place. So welcome, Michaela. So we have a deal. What do you know?
Well, in principle, the two parties, the Conservative CDU, CSU, you see the headquarters right behind.
Can they just pick a name? CDU or CSU? Can they pick one? CDSU, maybe? There you go.
Me, that's the party of the likely next Chancellor Friedrich Merz, and the Social Democrats, the party of the current still Chancellor Olaf Scholz, have struck a deal. We have seen an SMS circulating this morning from...
That's a text message.
Conservative quarters, which claims that the CDU got most of the points that they wanted.
Did they accidentally invite a journalist into their group chat? Is that how they saw this SMS?
At the same
No, that's only the Trump administration. Okay.
time, the Social Democrats have been very upbeat that they got everything that they wanted, or most of it. So it'll be very interesting to see
German
once
flag.
that document is actually presented later on this afternoon, what is in the small print. And it's all...
Have I looked up how tall Merz is? I know I'm saying like the stupidest stuff. I'm sorry. Genuinely, I'm sorry. Well, Graham Merz is 6'3". That's a different guy. I have a feeling it's close, though. There's no T. Holy shit, he's 6'6". That's good. I think that's good.
Also an important milestone on that road that isn't quite finished yet to getting a new government here in Germany, because now both parties will first have to accept this document, a very small circle amongst the Conservatives, the grassroots membership amongst the Social Democrats, and that will take another 2 weeks. And then Parliament will be able to, very likely, elect Friedrich Merz as Chancellor. So we're still a couple of weeks
How did she say it?
to, very likely, elect Friedrich Merz.
Friedrich. I'm not saying that. Friedrich. Sorry.
As Chancellor. So we're still a couple of weeks away from actually having a new government in place, but this is the breakthrough in terms of the political agreement between the two parties that will make up the next government.
And so what were the main sticking points?
He's got a very calming demeanor.
Well, they were migration, taxation. That was the very
He also looks like he smells something funky.
last one where everybody was were migration, taxation. That was the very last one where everybody was sitting for 13 hours yesterday alone, and we understand that that has now been resolved, although we are still to learn what that will mean in concrete terms, whether high-income earners will really have to pay more tax, whether corporate tax will really go down. That's a really open question. So all eyes are on that 1500 Central European time press conference today.
Okay, so we got a press conference today.
The issue of migration. Friedrich Merz had vowed in that election campaign, that was very bruising for him, that on day one, as he put it, as Chancellor, he would essentially order for asylum claimants with no chance of really getting asylum in Germany to be rejected at a German border. The Social Democrats protested instantly.
Is that bad? If they have no chance of getting it, then yeah, whatever. I don't know. There's probably a lot of details to it.
Understand that a compromise has been reached there a couple of days ago. In total, it's 16 areas where there were debates, and the big.
Yeah, I mean they don't really like. They're kind of opposites, right? I mean they're not. Neither party is very extreme, right? CDU or the SPD. But still, they're on different sides of the spectrum. Okay, so it looks like that press conference happened. So here we go. Here's the details on that.
Deal. At a press conference in Berlin, Germany's Chancellor-in-waiting Friedrich Merz said that the coalition has a strong plan to make Germany stable, safer, and economically stronger. Negotiations between the Conservatives and the center-left SPD began soon after the election in February. And Merz said that the coalition will create clear laws to control irregular migration.
We will embark on a new course in migration policy. We will better organize and control the process and to a large extent put an end to irregular migration. There will be controls at the national borders and asylum seekers will be turned back. We will launch a repatriation offensive. We will end voluntary resettlement programs, suspend family reunification, and significantly increase the number of safe countries of origin. And we'll amend our citizenship law once again. There will no longer be a so-called turbo naturalization after 3 years. The earliest possible naturalization will be after 5 years.
Let's speak to DW's chief political editor, Michaela Kufner, who's been attending that press conference where we just heard Merz speaking on.
To be honest, I just want to hear details about the coalition, but maybe that's too much to ask.
On migration. That, of course, having been one of the major sticking points between these coalition partners. Michaela, what exactly have they now agreed on there?
Yes, it clearly was also a point that Friedrich Merz had made that pledge of turning people away at the border on during the election campaign. And here clearly he wanted to get the message across that that will happen, that will happen in coordination and agreement with neighboring parties.
Okay, so the SPD got 7 ministers.
Across and also securing 7 ministries. That's.
I was looking for some details. Okay, I found. Okay, that's it. How many ministries are there? 15 ministries? And they got 7 in the SPD? That's pretty good, right? That's half, guys. Just about. I'm sure there's some ministries that are, a lot more important than other ones, I assume. But still, that seems like a big win for the SPD, I think.
We don't know yet is who exactly will be sitting in that cabinet. There was a very staunch agreement here that would not be communicated until after the Social Democrats have had their grassroots vote, which will take another 2 weeks at least.
Now, at that press conference, they did take questions from journalists, and I understand that you asked a question.
Okay, her question was actually, I gotta hear the answer to this.
Someone from where you're standing right now, what is your message to Donald Trump?
The key message to Donald Trump is Germany's.
Okay. I was really hoping. I mean, you know what popped into my head was that Elon Musk clip. I hate Elon Musk, but he was on that. Let me play it.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail
This should have been Mertz's response.
me with advertising, blackmail me
With tariffs?
money, go fuck yourself. But go fuck yourself. Is that clear?
That would have been funny. Anyway. Let's see his actual response.
The key message to Donald Trump is Germany is back on track. Germany will fulfill the obligations in terms of defense, and Germany is willing to strengthen their own competitiveness. And that is not just Germany, that is Europe. The European Union and Germany will be again a very strong partner within the European Union, and we will bring the European Union forward.
Okay.
Germany back on track, Friedrich Merz saying there. Michaela, what can we expect to see from this new government regarding foreign policy?
Okay, that's fine. I don't need to get into any more details. Okay, SPD got 7 ministries, and he told Donald Trump, "Go F yourself." Now, he said Germany's gonna kick ass. Okay, cool. I hope so. All right, I feel like I'm caught up at least for the most part, so that's good. That's what I want. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.